we? Let's unpack this. I've been really diving deep into everything around Battlefield 6, and what immediately jumped out at me wasn't just, the game itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's how it's shaping up to be a real, like, statement about the whole franchise's future.
Yeah.
And there's just so much here that kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
And I think you'll find it pretty eye-opening, too, as we try and cut through the noise today. We'll look at the game's features, sure, but also the bold corporate moves behind it and, well, the community reactions,
Yeah.
which are fascinating.
Yeah, what's really interesting here, I think, is that we're looking at a game that's trying to do two things at once, right? Recapture that old magic, but also chart this really ambitious new course for EA.
Electronic Arts, yeah.
Exactly. And to figure it out, we've pulled from, well, a bit of everything. Industry analysis, developer comments, official announcements, and definitely that very candid community feedback you find online.
Right. It's a lot to sift through.
It is. It's a complex picture, so hopefully we can give you the clearest view possible.
And trust me, this deep dive is definitely packed. Let's maybe kick things off with what could be the biggest shakeup from EA recently.
Okay.
Their reported plan to annualize Battlefield, make it a yearly thing.
Ah, yes, the big one.
This came from analyst Michael Pasher, right, on his show, Pastor Factor. He showed this story about talking with Byron Bede, the Battlefield Studios GM.
That's the one. And Bede's goal apparently is, get this, 3 studios making Battlefield on a 3-year basis so they can get to Battlefield annually.
Wow, 3 studios, 3 years.
Yeah.
Annually.
Yeah, I mean, the core idea here is EA trying to walk this, tightrope. They want that Call of Duty annual market share.
Right, that consistent moneymaker.
Exactly. But without watering down what makes Battlefield. Call of Duty's done this for, over 20 years now? Whereas Battlefield fans, they're used to sticking with a game for 2, maybe 3 years.
Yeah, you really invest time in a Battlefield map cycle.
You do. And historically, going annual can mean, feature bloat, burned out developers, maybe less innovation.
True.
So the big question is whether this multi-studio thing can actually work without messing up the core vision. It's a tough act to pull off in this genre.
It really is. And Bede even admitted apparently it'll take 5 or 6 years before they get 2 in a row. So it's not happening tomorrow.
Right, it's a long-term goal.
But the direction is clear. And that PC gamer warning, more Battlefield will not automatically mean better Battlefield.
That feels pretty spot on, potentially.
It really does.
Given the pressure, the history. I mean, do you think they can actually hit that timeline without compromising the quality? That special Battlefield feel.
It begs the question, doesn't it? I mean, look at the cautionary tales. Even Call of Duty, you mentioned it, has had some, let's say, awkward releases recently, delayed, improvised.
Yeah, you can feel the strain sometimes.
Exactly. And it's not just scheduling, it's the people involved. Yep. This plan relies on this huge 4-studio collaboration, right? Dicey, Ripple Effect, Criterion, Motive. They called it Battlefield Studios.
And Ridgeline Games was involved, too, originally, for the campaign. Yeah, they were before they were closed down in 2024, which, that closure itself is kind of a stark reminder of the pressures involved.
Yeah, definitely. Even before they hit that annual pace.
Precisely. So, yeah, immense challenges.
Okay, so we've peeked into the boardroom, seen EA's grand plan. But, all that strategy doesn't mean much if the game itself isn't right.
True.
So let's shift focus. What is Battlefield 6 actually like? Are they really getting back to those gritty roots they keep talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. That seems to be the main message. They're making a big push to return to that gritty, realistic style, which honestly is probably music to the ears of a lot of longtime fans.
People who maybe didn't love the direction of, say, 2042 at launch.
Potentially, yeah. The setting is 2027. There's this global conflict between a sort of fractured NATO and this big, shadowy private military company called Pax Armada.
Pax Armada. Okay.
And the tone, they're describing it as darker, more realistic, really emphasizing grounded combat. And they specifically said no outlandish specialist skins or neon cosmetics.
That's a direct shot, isn't it?
Seems like it. Feels like a very deliberate course correction. They want that large-scale, team-focused warfare the series is famous for.
Okay, I like the sound of that. And the inspiration, BF3 and 4.
Yep, cited as the main sources of inspiration, going for a serious tone. And for Destruction fans.
Yes, tactical destruction.
Apparently Bad Company 2 influenced its return. So, yeah, expect things to go boom again.
Fantastic. Okay, what about the campaign? Because 2042 didn't have one.
Right, big omission there. So this will be the first Battlefield since BF4 to actually have a linear narrative campaign. Motive and Criterion are leading that.
And the inspiration. Any hints there?
Motive mentioned looking at stories like Linus and Civil War, stories about, quote, talented but ordinary people put in extraordinary situations.
Interesting. So less superheroics, more grounded personal stories within the war.
That seems to be the angle, trying to match that overall gritty tone, make it feel authentic.
Okay. Sounds promising for single player.
Yeah.
But let's dive into multiplayer.
Yeah.
That's the heart of Battlefield for many.
Absolutely.
They're bringing back the classic 4 classes. Assault, Engineer, Support, Recon. That's good. But here's a twist. Any class can use any weapon.
Yeah, that's a pretty big change from tradition. But crucially, each class still gets unique gameplay perks with certain weapons, and they still have their class-specific gadgets.
Ah, okay. So a Recon can still, like, hold their breath longer with a sniper rifle.
Presumably, yeah. But they aren't locked into only using sniper rifles. So more freedom, but still class identity.
Okay, I can see that. Trying to balance freedom and roles.
Exactly. These details, they show this clear intent, right? Balancing player freedom with that tactical depth, making combat more dynamic but still strategic.
And what about movement? Anything new there?
Oh yeah, the kinesthetic combat system. That's the buzzword.
Kinesthetic combat. Sounds fancy. What does it mean?
It's basically about giving players more physical control in the environment. You can, like, properly lean around cover, not just peek. You can hitchhike onto friendly vehicles.
Oh, like grab onto the side?
Yeah. And you can actually drag down teammates to safety before reviving them.
Okay, that dragging mechanic could be huge for medics.
Definitely. It makes movement more tactical, not just getting from A to B. It's part of the combat.
Yeah.
And you can mount weapons on walls or ledges, too, for better stability.
Right, reducing recoil. Adds another layer. And destruction. You mentioned Bad Company 2 influence.
Yeah. Tactical destruction is back, and they seem serious about it, blowing holes in buildings, taking out obstacles, destroying floors to create new paths.
Standard Battlefield goodness.
But, and this is key, they've made an intentional choice not to let you destroy everything. You can't just flatten the whole map.
Ah, so some cover will always remain. For strategic reasons.
Exactly. It's controlled destruction. Things break predictably, impactfully, so players can learn it, use it tactically, rather than just, pure chaos.
Makes sense. Keeps things somewhat readable, more competitive maybe.
That seems to be the goal, yeah. Empowering players, but within a strategic framework.
Okay, so we've got these refined mechanics, classes, destruction. But where do we actually use all this? Maps and modes.
Right, the playground. And it sounds pretty substantial at launch. 9 maps.
9. That's a good number.
Yeah, spread across 4 regions, Egypt, the U.S., Gibraltar, and Tajikistan.
Diverse locations.
Definitely. You've got urban maps like Siege of Cairo, dense neighborhoods in Iberian Offensive, big mountainous areas focused on air combat in Liberation Peak.
And something in the U.S.?
Empire State. Vertical urban combat in Brooklyn, apparently.
Ooh, interesting. Skyscrapers.
Sounds like it. Plus, for the veterans, they're bringing back Operation Firestorm from BF3.
No way. Firestorm. That's a classic. Rebuilt, I assume.
Yep, rebuilt for the new engine. So, lots of variety there, catering to different play styles.
Infantry, vehicles, close quarters.
Exactly. They mentioned having sprawling maps, but also smaller combat zones within them for tighter fights and modes. All the classics are back.
Conquest, Breakthrough, Rush.
All there. Team Deathmatch, Squad Deathmatch, Domination, King of the Hill.
The works. Anything new?
A new mode called Escalation. 2 teams fight over capture points, but the number of points gradually decreases.
Oh, so it funnels players into smaller and smaller areas.
Sounds like it. Should get pretty intense towards the end.
Could be cool. What about Battle Royale? BFE had Firestorm.
It's expected to return, yeah. Leaks suggest a map set somewhere on the Los Angeles coast.
Okay. And Portal, that creation tool from 2042.
It's back, and apparently improved, with a new editor using the Godot engine.
Godot. Interesting choice.
Yeah, lets players create community experiences, custom UI, even NPC scripting. It's a potentially huge sandbox.
So people can make their own modes, scenarios?
Pretty much anything, yeah. Serious military simulations, knife-only chaos matches, whatever they can dream up. It could be massive for keeping the game fresh long-term.
That player-driven content is crucial, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's likely central to their whole live service plan for the series. Constant new stuff driven by the community itself.
Okay, so lots of content. But new Battlefield game means new controversies, right?
Almost inevitable.
The open beta definitely stirred things up. Let's talk about the movement nerfs.
Ah, yes. That was a big one. After the beta, the devs confirmed they were tweaking movement for the final game.
What exactly did they change?
Okay, so
Right.
momentum, especially horizontal speed, carried from a slide into a jump has been reduced. Basically, less slide-canceling speed boost.
Right.
There is now a greater penalty for consecutive jumps, meaning jump height goes down if you spam it.
Okay. Less bunny hopping.
Seems like it.
Oh.
And firing while jumping or sliding will result in increased inaccuracy.
So penalizing aggressive, maybe Call of Duty style movement tech.
That seems to be the perception, yeah. And it really split the community, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. How did you see that play out?
Well, you had one camp, maybe the franchise purists, cheering it on, saying it gets rid of the try-hard COD players, brings it back to traditional Battlefield.
On the other side,
Expressing, let's say, displeasure. Seeing it as removing skillful movement, lowering the skill gap, making it less expressive.
and it varied by platform, too.
Fascinatingly, yeah. Reddit seemed generally more positive about the changes, while Twitter, leaned more negative.
Weird. Why do you think that is?
Hard to say for sure. Different user bases, maybe. But it highlights this core tension, right? How do you please the veterans and attract new players used to faster games? It's a fundamental game design dilemma.
Yeah, changing movement
Yeah.
that touches the very feel of the game.
It really does. And these changes aim for a more balanced and traditional Battlefield experience, according to the devs. But traditional means different things to different people.
True. And this all happens against a backdrop of, well, tough development, right? That Ars Technica report.
Right. From July 2025, it detailed some pretty significant development challenges.
Like what?
Things like team burnout and exhaustion, cultural clashes between those 4 studios working together.
Not surprising with so many teams.
No. Plus, unrealistic sales expectations from EA and that massive budget, reportedly far exceeding $400 million.
Just let that number sink in. $400 million.
It's staggering, and it absolutely puts immense pressure on this game to succeed, especially with those annual plans looming.
Yeah, that kind of investment. Failure isn't really an option.
Speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Wow.
And these internal struggles, the burnout, the clashes, they can leave scars on a game and definitely impact whether that annual cycle is even sustainable long term.
Makes you wonder. Another beta thing was the anti-cheat, right? Javelin.
Yeah, EA's new Javelin kernel-level anti-cheat. Kernel level means it runs deep in your system's core.
Which makes it effective, but raises concerns.
Exactly. Privacy is always a discussion with kernel-level stuff, and during the beta, people reported conflicts. Like, it prompted them to uninstall Valorant because its anti-cheat, right, Vanguard, is also kernel-level, and they clashed.
Oof, that's not ideal.
No. Though EA did claim Javelin blocked over 300,000 cheating attempts during the beta, so effective, but maybe some teething issues.
Despite those bumps, the beta seemed pretty successful overall. Lots of players.
It did. Over 500,000 players in the first period, apparently. And they did give out items for playing that carryover to launch, which is nice.
Rewarding participation.
Yeah. And they used Battlefield Labs during the beta, too, like an experimental playground to gather feedback and test adjustments. Shows they're trying to engage with the community feedback loop.
What about server browsers? Always a big ask for Battlefield fans.
Good question. The plan is matchmaking handles games initially, but they will test an early version of a server browser in Battlefield Labs soon after launch, specifically for Portal community games.
Okay, so it's coming, but maybe limited at first.
Seems like it. A cautious rollout to get focused feedback.
And technically, crossplay is in.
Yes, crossplay is supported. But the matchmaking tries to keep console players with console players and PC with PC based on input method.
Smart. Avoids the controller versus mouse and keyboard debate somewhat.
Yeah, though you can turn crossplay off entirely if you want. And they'll use AI bots to fill empty slots, keep matches flowing.
Okay, good for keeping lobbies full.
Ensures games start quickly, which is important.
All right, so if people are listening and thinking, okay, I'm in, what are the key details? Release date, platforms.
Release date is set for October 10th, 2025.
Coming up soon then.
Yep. Platforms are PlayStation 5, Windows PC, and Xbox Series X and S. And crucially...
No last gen. No PS4 or Xbox One.
Correct. No last-gen versions, built purely for current hardware.
That's a big statement. Should mean they can push the tech further, right?
Absolutely. No compromises for older consoles. Should benefit scale, graphics, destruction, the whole experience.
Makes sense. And how are they selling it? Price? Editions?
It's a premium, full-price game. Standard edition is $69.99. There's also a Phantom Edition for $99.99.
Phantom Edition, what's extra?
That gets you the first season's Battle Pass, some exclusive skins, and XP boosts. Standard stuff for deluxe editions these days.
Okay. But what about post-launch content? Maps, modes, free or paid?
This is key. All gameplay content like maps and modes will be free for all players post-launch.
Okay, that's huge.
Yeah.
No splitting the player base with paid map packs.
Exactly. It's a very positive move, follows the modern trend to keep the community together. Monetization comes from cosmetics and the Battle Pass tiers, not gameplay content.
Good. That seems like the right way to do it these days.
Agreed. Builds goodwill and keeps matchmaking pools healthy.
Okay, so as we kind of wrap this deep dive up, it feels like Battlefield 6 is at a real crossroads. We've got EA pushing this bold, maybe risky plan to go annual eventually.
Yep, the big ambition.
Then you have the game itself really trying hard to recapture that gritty, tactical feel of the older, beloved titles.
A deliberate return to roots.
And there's the community. Passionate, engaged, but clearly split on some fundamental things like movement.
Deeply divided on some core aspects, yeah.
So Battlefield 6 isn't just another sequel, is it? It feels like a statement. A gamble, maybe?
I think that's fair. It's trying to signal a future direction. We've hit the key points. The annual goal, the grounded aesthetic, those new movement systems, the big map and mode list, Portal's return, and that constant push-pull with the player base.
Yeah.
Which I think leaves us with a really interesting question for you, the listener, to chew on.
Okay.
In today's world, with all the development pressures, the information overload, the controversies, can a game like Battlefield 6 truly have it all? Can it satisfy those longtime fans by going back to form and compete in that relentless annual release race and navigate all the modern gaming drama while keeping its community healthy and engaged?
That's a lot to juggle.
It is. It's this fundamental tension, right, between ambition, legacy, market demands, and it shapes pretty much every big game release we see these days. Something to think about, for sure.